Happy Saturday, guys. What are you guys up to? If you're from Toronto, not much. We're all locked down. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying. Thanks again for your feedback, Alishka. Yep, that's what we need to start doing, people. We need to start banding together and getting information like this, not just my information, but information like this out to your own circles so we can stay healthy and beat whatever is thrown our way, because I think there's way more to come. And both Aliska and my brother, Nigel, good for you, bud, been eating the way I eat the whole time. Like, there's no reason for people to eat all day long. I think we've been duped having these little snacks. The only reason you're hungry all the time is because you're snacking all the time. You stop the snacks, especially with the garbage snacks that most people have, that they just, for convenience, just pull off the supermarket shelves or the drugstore shelves, because they're on their way. We need the sooner you stop it, the better you're gonna feel, and you won't be hungry all the time. So my brother usually stops eating around 5 or 6 o'clock. I stop eating around 5 or 6 o'clock, and we didn't plan this, people. I don't live with my brother. He just told me that. So good for you, bro. I said, this one guy who's doing his push-ups, doing his little exercises during the day, his planks and stuff, and cutting back his eating time. Like I said, it's not that difficult. Most of you sleep 8 hours a day or close to, and a couple hours either side of that will give you a 12 to 14 hour fasting window, and you'll feel amazing. You'll feel great. Again, my experience, the more time you give between your last meal and sleep, you'll sleep better. But there's people who do it different ways. So, but that's the research right now, that 3 hours or more before bed, stop eating, and you'll sleep better, you'll regenerate better, and it'll just make things easier the next day. I always prepare for the next day the night before. Less stress too. I'm talking about, lists, clothes, whatever you need to do. If it's all prepared, you don't have to think about it. Like, get up in the morning and go, what do I need to do here? You just do it. So there's less stress in your life too, which releases less cortisol. And again, these are all connected. The domino effect. Alrighty. Speaking of cutting all that stuff out, I got a message from my good friend, Roxy. Thanks for that, Roxy. Used to do some working out with Arlene and myself in the mornings. And yes, we did have a great shake after workouts. We used to work out really early in the morning because they had to get up. And Roxanne is a makeup artist for Arlene on Dragon's Den, and amongst other things. So we used to get together, we do our workout, and then I go upstairs and make a shake for everybody. So it's not that difficult. They were good shakes, weren't they? But I will send you what I used to put in the shakes for you guys, and any tweaks I've made since then. Also, she's been, up first thing, drinking some hot water with lemon and apple cider, and going out for a walk, which is great. Also cutting back on sugars and everything. Again, the more you cut back, the less you're going to want them. It's been proven. It's all the studies that it lights up the same part of your brain as cocaine does. So go outside, have some cocaine. It's probably better for you. It is definitely better for you. Anyway, so just be careful with things you put in your shake. So you sent over a bottle. I don't like the company. I won't mention it because there are a lot of companies out there. I've heard a lot of bad things about that company, as a matter of fact. So I would stay away from those. I'll give you some better options when I text you or DM you. Also, because you're borderline diabetic, you said you had high blood pressure, but that's come down a lot in the last couple of months, which is, again, not rocket science, just a matter of being diligent in what you do. And also, if if you have any type of metabolic disease, which high blood pressure, any cardiovascular disease, um, diabetes, um, no, I said almost everything is a metabolic disease these days. Then it's going to be harder to get away from those cravings because your body wants to burn fat, but it's still getting that signal. It's like, I want sugar, because it's used to it. So it might take a little while. So just keep plugging away. The more you resist those snacks, the less you'll have the cravings, and all of those things will come into, like, I mean, you're borderline, you can be back to normal in no time if you cut out all the processed foods and all the processed sugars, and just increase in the fats in your diet, like more avocados, more fish, certain fishes, sardines, salmon, things like that, mackerel, flax seeds, hemp seeds, MCT oils, those type. If you increase those, you will be back to normal in no time. Trust me. It's been done thousands of times. You have to be used, and you'd be taking. Where is it at? Okay, be careful with the pressed juices too, because a lot of those juices, you're getting rid of the fiber, and we talked about that yesterday or the day before. Is the importance of fiber. So, yes, you get more nutrients by doing pressed juices, but you're missing out on the fiber. So if you do it, make sure you do both. I have a Vitamix, so that when I do shakes or juices, I drink everything. There's no fiber, being taken out. It's just ground up so finely that it doesn't get between your teeth. Okay. You're taking your D and K2, magnesium, omega-3s, which is good. Again, be careful with where you get your supplements from, because like I said, there's good and bad, and you could be doing more damage than good. But as long as you're happy with them and they're a reputable company, then you're going the right way with the supplements. You're taking some herbs. Be really careful with herbs too. Although herbs are good, there's a lot of toxins and heavy metals in a lot of those herbs. So you just got to be careful where you get them from, and you just make sure you do some research on the source of those things. All right. Other than that, last thing before we go, two things actually. For exercise, you think I've forgotten about that? I haven't forgotten. It's repetitious, boring, but just keep doing the exercises you're doing. What you want to try doing now is there's a timer you can get if you're on iPhone. If you're not, get an iPhone. Seriously, people. It's called Interval Timer. It's free, so you can start timing. I like timing my work and rest intervals, because sometimes it's when you're tired or just thinking about other things, it's brainless. If the timer goes off, you move. When it goes off again, you stop. So I like to use that, and it also gives you the not excuse, like I did 10 and then you go do something, or it's been 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Like, no, it's the bell goes, you go. So start doing those exercises with 15 minutes. 15 minutes. You're Superman. 15 seconds of work and 45 seconds of rest. Okay, Huey, my good friend, Hugh Spooner, ex-Olympian, always sends me lots of stuff. He's really up on this stuff as much, if not more than me. And there was an article in the New York Times about 11-minute workouts, which is, again, depending on if you just want health, that's more than enough. Okay, if you want to be an athlete, or you want to be, up your game in some sport or activity you're doing, then you need more, and we'll get into that. But if you just want health, 11 minutes is plenty if you do it right. The only thing I saw in the article that I don't agree with, they're doing this a minute on, minute off. I've been working out for 40 years. Even when I was at my fittest, I couldn't do anything maybe a few things, but I couldn't do any exercise for a minute straight, like hard. Are you kidding? By 20 seconds, I am dying. If you're not going hard enough, you're not doing anything. So I start with 15 seconds is probably doable for most people, just as much as you can in 15 seconds. I find that by 30 seconds or even like 40, you start to, even mentally, just can't focus that long to go as hard as you need to go. The energy systems in your muscles can't go for a minute straight at full out pace. So start with 15 seconds, and this way you start building your system properly to be able to endure. The max I ever go is 30 seconds, and we'll get there. So I always work on the minute timer, and we always have in our groups. So basically 15 seconds on, 45 seconds rest. And that way you can do your 10 exercises, and that's 10 minutes, okay? So exercise, keep it going. We'll be doing more. Just change it now from doing your 10s to 15 seconds max, whatever you can do. Could be 3, could be 10. But whatever you can do for 15 seconds max and 45 seconds rest. Now, the last thing, the reason I said we got to start banding together and spreading this news to people we care about is because I listen here in Toronto, and I guess it's across Canada, I listen to CP24 when I'm in the shower in the morning just to catch up on the news. As I'm, I always like to do more than one thing at once. I don't like to waste time. So I get all my news when I'm in the shower. And they have these, and I love it. They get a great group of people, great group of guys. And they have experts on all the time in different things. They have chefs on and workout guys on, and most of them are, really, really good. But this morning I was listening, and they had some, I'm going to be nice today. I'm not going to swear. I'm not going to use any bad or derogatory terms, but a specialist who was saying, yep, you know what, this is the time of year that people start to die out already on their New Year's resolutions between now and mid-February, I think. So, hang in there and make sure you get your Special K in the morning. And I just, Special K? Really? And you're an expert in the field? Or your Rice Krispie cereal? Okay, so I Googled it just for kicks, just for shits and giggles, as we say in England. What's going on? Let's look at the ingredients of Special K. First of all, rice. Blood sugar. There you go. Done. Starting on your way to insulin resistance. Second, wheat gluten. If I'm going to eat bread, I usually make it myself. And if I don't make it myself, I get gluten-free bread because I've told you gluten destroys your stomach for most people. Not everybody, but most people. Not only is it just not wheat, they put in the gluten, the bad part of the wheat. So your blood sugar's skyrocketing and your gut's getting destroyed at the same time, causing inflammation. Third ingredient, sugar. These are experts, people. I don't think I'm that smart, but what, do they not read at all? Do they just... Anyway, like I said, it's Saturday night, and I'm going to be nice. Have a great night, people. I'll see you tomorrow.